everybody, I'm here today with a driving lesson on 90-degree turns. It's important to know how to approach 90-degree turns and how to complete 90-degree turns when you're driving because they are everywhere. There are so many turns that you're going to have to do that are 90 degrees. Now let's get right to it. I'm going to be driving around on these side streets and showing you my method for approaching and completing 90-degree turns. I'll start off by demonstrating it, and then I'll tell you how to do it and also give you some bonus tips once I've told you how to do it and demonstrated it a few times. I've buckled up, my seatbelt's on, let's put the car in drive, and let's get right to it. So we're going to go ahead and move forward over here. Now, I have a stop sign right over here. It's the first 90-degree turn that I'm actually going to show you. I put my left turn signal on. I'm checking my mirrors, checking my blind spot. Now, check out what I'm going to do with the steering wheel as I make this turn. I'm going to first go ahead and make sure that there's nobody coming, and we're good to go. So check this out. Check that out. We turn the wheel about 85%, give or take. Now, the amount that you're actually gonna have to turn the wheel will differ depending on the turn and so many different factors. But when you're taking a 90-degree turn, the key is to learn to estimate. What I'll do is I'll make a right-hand 90-degree turn right over here because I just made a left-hand one. I'll make a right-hand one, and I'll continue showing you exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna put my right turn signal on. We're coming to a complete stop, checking my mirrors, my blind spot. Let's go ahead and make this turn. So check this out. As you can see, 75% of a turn, just like that. Now, here are a few key factors. First and foremost, you have to know how much to turn the wheel. And the best way to learn that is to experiment and to continue practicing. The more that you practice, the better that you'll actually be able to predict how much to turn the wheel. Now, the reason I know how much to turn the wheel is because I've done this so many times. I've made right and left hand 90-degree turns so many times that I know exactly how much to turn the wheel. As you saw right there, that was much less of a turn, and that's why I said it all depends on the turn, the type of intersection, and so many different factors. Now, what you will notice that you can apply to all turns, no matter how much you're turning the wheel, is that what you want to do is you want to know how much to turn the wheel. You want to turn it that amount throughout the turn and pretty much hold it in that position and then release it once you finish the turn. So right here, we're going to make this 90-degree turn over here. As you can see, I had to turn the wheel a little bit more because I had to go around some parked cars over there. But the key is that you're holding it in position throughout the turn, and then you're able to release it once the turn has been finished. We'll take this 90-degree turn right over here once again. Check that out. And then release it. Now, while you're holding it, it's not like you have a firm grip and you're not going to move it at all. You are, on the other hand, micromanaging that steering wheel, meaning I'm holding the steering wheel in position throughout the turn, but I'm also making little minor micro adjustments that I'm able to make as I make the turn, as I'm holding the wheel. So check this out. No traffic over here, so I'm going to take this a little bit slower, okay? We're going to make the turn. I know that I have to turn the steering wheel about this much, and I'm making micro adjustments just like that. And then when you finish the turn, you want to release the wheel, and you should be able to release the wheel and just straighten out without adjusting it. But as you saw with that previous one that I just did, I had to feed the wheel back a little bit. Now, there is something that you have to understand, and that is oversteering and understeering. Oversteering is when you steer too much throughout a turn. Understeering is when you don't steer enough. So check this out. I'm going to make a turn right over here, and I'm going to oversteer on purpose. So I'm going to steer too much so that I have to actually correct it by sort of feeding the wheel back. So I'm making a right-hand 90-degree turn right over here. So I'm going to actually oversteer on purpose. I'm going to oversteer, and then you see I have to feed the wheel back. Okay, so I oversteered. I had to sort of reverse the turning a little bit. Okay, I had to go the opposite way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to understeer. So I'm going to make a 90-degree turn. I'm going to understeer. And when you understeer, you have to turn a little bit more before the turn is complete. So check this out. I'm going to go ahead and make a left-hand 90-degree turn right over here. No traffic, so we can take a little bit of extra time, just like this. And I'm going to understeer. So check this. I'm understeering. Oh, look at that. I had to actually turn the wheel more throughout the turn. That is understeering. Now, The best way to learn how to avoid oversteering and understeering is to practice. Now I'm going to make a left-hand 90-degree turn without a stop sign. As you can see right there, I only have to turn the wheel about 65–70% of a turn. So, you know, as you saw, the amount that I had to turn the steering wheel varied. It was sometimes very little, like 50% of a turn, and other times it was almost like 100% of a turn. So it all depends on so many factors, and that's why I can't give you a set amount. I can't tell you that you can turn the steering wheel 70% of a turn and you're going to be able to make that turn properly. 75% worked for this turn, but that might not be the case with all turns. So you have to experiment, but I will tell you that generally speaking, these numbers of percentages of a wheel turn that I'm outlining, they will work, you know, for the majority of turns. It's going to fall somewhere within that range. So with that being said, that's basically how to make 90-degree turns. I've outlined the process, I've demonstrated it for you, I've told you exactly what I'm doing, and I've shown you exactly what I've done, and I've told you some bonus tips about oversteering and understeering and predicting and so forth. But that's basically it. In this video, I've shown you how to make 90-degree turns while driving. It's been a very simple driving lesson. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. What are some other tips and tricks for making 90-degree turns? Let me know as a comment down below. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.